And waiting for YouTube to kick on. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. We are live on Voyager of the Seas. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for joining us here on YouTube. And we're here to answer your Royal Caribbean cruise questions. I mean, the most important question, how many days until your next Royal Caribbean cruise? Tap the countdown in chat. Let us count down together. I'm on Voyager. I'm going back on Voyager in how many days? 3 more days. 3. Well, yeah, I don't think it's reversed. There you go. 3 more days till Voyager of the Seas doing a back-to-back. Start off the new year right with a cruise. Glad to have you all here. We had, before the broadcast began, we have some super chats before the broadcast begins, but we had an amazing super chat from a gentleman, believe it or not, whose name is Thick and Juicy, who's actually here in the audience. Thick and Juicy wrote, checking in from Voyager of the Seas. Very nice to meet you. Everyone on the group cruise has been amazing. Shout out to Chris, Bart, Craig Hart, Gerald, and then he wrote, crap, forgot Jeff. Great guy. Awesome dudes. I think, wait a minute, Chris. Well, is that Chris? Which Chris?
Are you on?
Okay, so I think every single person you mentioned is not actually here. So, well, thank you very much for your generosity. Thank you. I got to say, group cruises are great because these are regular Royal Caribbean cruises, which I invite all of you to come join me for it. And when someone comes up to you and says, "Hi, my name is," I don't want to say his name, blah blah blah, but he says, "You might know me as Thick and Juicy." It's a way to really get to know someone real quick. So thank you for that. Bob Dickens, Bob, thank you for the super chat. Happy New Year from Bob and Barb, 30 more days. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, Bob. Happy New Year to you and Barb. And thank you for your generosity. I see a lot of folks joining in from other ships. Kat DeRose on Symphony of the Seas. Michelle Prose on Oasis of the Seas. Commander Don Goldstein is at Tampa of the Seas, waiting for his cruise in 5 days on Adventure. Wish you were here, Don and Judy. We miss you guys. Let's see here. No, let's start with our question. So, Dad Beddick, what's the pizza situation on Rhapsody? No, there's no Sorrento's on Rhapsody, but there is Park Cafe, and they serve the Sorrento's pizza over there. So you still have the pizza to go for. John wants to know, can you purchase a coffee card on Odyssey? Absolutely. Although sometimes you get a discount if you pre-purchase it before the cruise on the cruise planner. Right now, there's actually a sale going on a cruise planner sale, so you might be able to save a couple bucks if you buy it before the sailing. Let's see here. Next question. Andrea wants to know, what activities are happening in the evening in Bermuda since our ship is docked for 2 days? You're still going to have the regular gamut of activities on board the ship. The difference is that obviously you can get off the ship and do other things. My advice to you, Andrea, is check out the past cruise compasses we have at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and that way you can get an idea of the entertainment schedule. But basically, it's a floating hotel, and yeah, there's still things going on the ship, so not like they shut everything down for that. Let's see here. I know we have some super chats coming in here, so let me scroll down real quick. Dave Crawley. Dave, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Matt. Just want to thank you and MEI for all you've done for us on this cruise. Dave and Ann. Thank you, guys. Warren Caesar is here. Hello, Warren. Good to see you. Lillian, hello. Krista, what's going on? We also have a pretty big, I'll show you guys, we have a pretty big audience for today. Let's see here. Dennis wants to know, good evening, Matt. Are Voyager class ships able to dock in San Juan? We'll be there in March 2025 on Adventure. I believe so. My understanding is the big ships, like the Oasis class, are the ones that are unable to get in there. And so far, they've been the only ones, Symphony, that have canceled a visit over there. Tony Diaz. Hello, Tony. Good to see you. Wish you were here as well. We had people who already asked me, is Tony on board the ship? And I told him no, because Tony doesn't like going on cruises with me anymore, which is really sad. Hang on, I just thought of something I want. Next question. Josh Carruthers from MEI Travel in the chat. Hello, Josh. Wish you were here as well. Seth, hello. Paul's checking in from Onboard Odyssey of the Seas in Wonderland. Nice. Lots of people checking in. Eric Minks, thank you for the super chat. Is Cabo Rojo Dominican a new port? I'm not familiar with that one. Go Vikings. Yeah, it's definitely a newer port for Royal Caribbean to go to. There's a number of ports within the Dominican Republic that you can visit now. And it's kind of like, it went from like one Puerto Plata basically to a number of them. I've not been to Cabo Rojo. I haven't heard anything really much about it at all. So I don't have any like, hey, this is what I could recommend doing over there. But maybe someone in the chat has already been there or has some good insight. I know that actually Tony Diaz is our resident Dominican Republic expert, so maybe he can offer some options for you. JT, thank you for the super chat. Reach out to Josh from MEI Travel today. Your boy is going on the group cruise March 1st, 2026 in San Juan. Hope you had a great birthday. Thank you very much, and I'm so glad you'll be joining us on the group cruise on Brilliance of the Seas out of San Juan, March 1st, 2026. Just announced that one. That's long ago. We already have a couple people in the audience. We're going to be on board. So that's awesome. It's going to be a fun one. CookingYo.com. Is that a real username? Going on Voyager this season 3 days. Luke, first time cruising with a baby. How long of time blocks can you have your infant stay in the nursery? It's more the question of like getting a reservation. There isn't like a limit. It's more the you get a reservation and then you can stay there. The kid can go there as long as they're open, their operating hours. In the beginning of the cruise, they will limit you to a certain amount of hours total that you can use. The reason being is they don't want people like me who used to like game the system and get all the time slots. They want to make it so that everyone has an opportunity. But after like a day or two on board, they open up the time slots all together. So basically, Luke, when you go on embarkation day, my advice to you is to book the child for like 2-hour blocks, keeping in mind that you can always be like, booking for 2-hour block. And when you get close to the end of that block, you give the nursery a call and be like, hey, is it all right if my so-and-so stays there another couple hours? Usually once they're in, not much of an issue there. So there isn't a limit for like, if you wanted to have the baby there for 4 hours, as long as they're open, that's not a problem. It's just that time restraint you have early on the cruise. Danette, hello. We are on Voyager of the Seas and the pool deck right here and enjoying a beautiful evening. We just left Cozumel, Mexico, heading to Perfect Day at Coco Key. We'll be there on New Year's Day to, sober up a little bit. Next question is from John Grachowski. John, thank you for the super chat. 12 days till we return to Icon. Got to roll up to an infinite family balcony. Nice. Congratulations. That's a pretty nice roll up right there. Happy New Year to you, John. Thank you. Diana wants to know, is Oasis of the Seas still a good choice? Absolutely. It's a great ship. Love that ship. Charlie on Odyssey of the Seas. Awesome. Welcome. Jill 1228, good to see you. Look like the video is backwards or reversed. Yeah, that's it's fine. You don't need to see the text in there, but we're working on it. Let me get a drink of water here. I'm going to ask Felicia a silly question. If I have the deluxe drink package and we have a cabana at Coco Key, can I bring alcohol back to the ship from the cabana? No. They usually stop you from bringing anything from the island back on board, but don't worry, the drinks are waiting for you on board the ship. So, I mean, they have everything you would need over there. They have everything you have cabana back on board the ship. So, granted, you can be sipping something on the way back and then dump it before it's been done before. I've heard, not that I've ever experienced that myself firsthand, but it could be done. Let's see here. Dennis, how can we use the cruise compass to find the theme nights? So on RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, we can archive the past cruise compasses, and there you would see, obviously, the theme nights in there. Once you get, if you're looking for your specific cruise, when the Royal Caribbean app gets filled in with activities like 3 or 5 days before the sailing, the themes also get loaded in there as well, and that you could check there within each day as you go in and look at the information. Next question is from Michelle. Is it true that you can use your earned status on Celebrity or Silver Sea? That is true. Changed earlier this year, where there's true status matching between the lines. So yeah, absolutely. All you have to do is first sign up for Captain's Club or whatever Silver Sea calls their thing, and then call their loyalty program and have them do a status match for you. Next question is from, we got a super chat from Tony Crawford. Tony, thank you for the super chat. 53 days till Navigator. What are some of the features? Oh, I see the chat is backwards. Now I see what you guys are talking about. Stand by to stand by.
What?
Uh,
Oh, I see it now.
Cancel. We're working on it.
I can read backwards though.
Where's the Jeopardy music?
Video. Mirror camera. Okay, the mirroring has been fixed. Sorry about that. Yeah, we fixed it. All right. So, what are some of the features that would make What are some of the features that would make your perfect Royal Caribbean ship if you were as a designer? What would I name it? All right. First of all, Empress of the Seas. That's a great name. Bring that one back. Number 2, it's going to have a mason jar, a big mason jar bar. That's going to be. I say, you know what? You can drop the restaurant. Just make a big mason jar bar and offer that as a great place to hang out. I think it's going to have. I think there are some things like Central Park. It's a phenomenal location. I think it's a really good way to use space on a cruise ship. So I'd love to have that there. I love the indoor aqua theater on Icon. I think it's a great idea. In fact, take the whole aqua theater, Aquadome Marketplace. Those are fantastic. Izumi. I mean, it's mostly about eating, and the entertainment on board would be some of the things that would really be things I would look for in my own ship right there. But yeah, using up the old names, Majesty of the Seas, Empress of the Seas, Monarch I didn't love so much, but you know what? We'll bring that back anyway. I just like being able to bring back those old names. I think it's a good homage to the old days. Splendor, that's a good name as well. Robin from MEI Travel. Glad to have you here, Robin. Thank you for joining us. Nathan, what do you think of Voyager's amplification compared to others? I mean, compared to Mariner or Navigator, it doesn't really compare that well. There are some things that I like, obviously, about Mariner and Navigator a lot. I do like some of the tweaks they made here. First and foremost, the be able to tap your SeaPass card to get into the cabin is really nice. It's not a big deal, but it's a really nice upgrade there. The spa, the Adventure Ocean areas have been completely redone. Very nice spaces altogether. The water slides are always a great addition there. So while it may not have it doesn't have playmakers as an example, although it does have the tavern, which is like proto playmakers. It's obviously better than it was before. And I would rather sail on, say, Voyager of the Seas than Explorer of the Seas in its current form, because Explorer doesn't have half those features on that ship. So, Amanda from MEI Travel, hello. Ray and Nancy, welcome. Glad to have you guys here. Let's see. Jay, are you using the cruise ship internet to stream? I am indeed, yes. And thank you for the super chat. 7 days till I'm on Allure of the Seas. Can't wait. Allure's a great ship. And you're going to get on her before the amplification that's going to be happening in the spring, but still a really, really fun ship over there. Lavelle, hi, my wife and I are big fans. 40 days till our Independence of the Seas cruise for my mother-in-law's 60th birthday. It'll be her first cruise. That is very nice. Love that. Cookingyo.com. What is the name of that purple elixir they serve at Paradise Beach in Cozumel? Go Giants. I'm unfamiliar with that beverage, sir. I didn't have any of that. I'm not familiar with that. Rich wants to know, I'm booked on February 15th, Icon, but I just had unexpected surgery, pectoral repair surgery. Oof. Am I going to have fun on this cruise in a month and a half? Obviously, you've got your recovery issues there, but I always tell people, a cruise is what you make of it, right? You can sit in your room and do absolutely nothing, whether or not you've had a surgery or not. You got to obviously work within your limitations, but you can still have a great time on a cruise ship. So I think absolutely there's a lot of opportunities for you to have a great time without, I'm assuming, moving or lifting your arms. I think you'll have a great time on board the ship. Just, embrace it. Look at it as an opportunity to, that wasn't intentional. Yeah, just, take advantage of what it has to offer. I remember one cruise, I was on Majesty of the Seas, and I threw my back out the morning of the cruise. And my wife was like, "You want to cancel?" I was like, "No, because if I'm gonna be miserable, I'm gonna be miserable on a cruise ship. And you know what? It was the best decision I made. It was worth it to do that. And obviously, I felt better as the cruise went on. So sometimes you just got to roll with the punches. Amanda, thank you very much for the belated birthday wishes. Chris Stell, thank you for the super chat. 2 more live chats till Independence of the Seas. Thanks to Matt and MEI. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate your generosity and getting very, very close for your cruise. Mrs. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. 95 days until Oasis for my daughter's Sweet 16. Finally made the last payment on our trip. Nothing like that feeling. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Thank you for the super chat. And yeah, paying off a cruise and being done with it, it's a good feeling right there. That way you can just focus on the cruise happening. And it's actually, for a lot of people, myself as well, when you make final payment, that means it's real. It's actually going to happen, which is fantastic. Let's see here. Steve Barker wants to know, 5 live chats to Oasis. What is the best bar for beer and live music? Schooner. I mean, the pub. The pub. Yeah. I think if you're getting beer, they have, if not the widest, among the widest selections of beers to begin with. And I would definitely do the pub on board. And you're on Oasis. That'll be right on the Royal Promenade right there. Kevin is going on Independence on Thursday. Nice. Have I ever cruised on Christmas? I have, Kimberly. The interesting thing about Christmas cruise is obviously you're there for the holiday, but you get a lot of decorations on board. There are special events. There's a special menu in the main dining room. In fact, tomorrow, of course, being New Year's Eve, we're getting a special menu in the main dining room as well, which I'm pretty sure is code for turkey. But you get some other choices there. It's nice to be able to have something special and different about it. Let's see here. Next question is from Tony. Did you see Tony's message to you?
No, I
Oh, that's a good one.
I want to see.
Tommy, what's going on, man? Welcome.
Tommy English?
Not that Tommy. Kim, thank you. Well, welcome. Thanks. There was no super chat, but thank you for the message. First time in Royal Caribbean, leaving March 2nd on Odyssey. When can I reserve theater shows? I'm right around a month before your cruise. It'll become available, so keep an eye on that. And so right around early. Let's see here. Charlie's going to be on. Oh, so that'll be the ship that'll be with us. So yeah, hopefully we'll see you on there. Next question is from again Chris Stell. Thank you for the super chat. 39 live chats till Oasis group cruise. That's gonna be an awesome cruise. I'm gonna make an announcement right now. Breaking news on the Oasis of the Seas group cruise, October 5th, 2025. We will have none other than the amazing and talented Darla Fox joining us as our exclusive entertainment on board that ship. So if you haven't booked it yet, Lorelai, this is your opportunity to book the cruise because it's going to be amazing.
Dad, do you hear that?
So yeah, looking forward to that one, Chris. It's going to be amazing. And 39 live chats to go. All right. Right around the corner. Let's see here. Nismali, is it unlikely that the Icon Class will have the suites that will accommodate more than 4 guests, similar to the Aqua Theater suites or 2-bedroom grand? Yeah, basically what you see there, while they have a lot of like suites and a lot of rooms that are designed for more than 4 people, they basically what you see there is what you have. The biggest issue I found with the Icon Class is they don't have that 2-bedroom Aqua Theater suite. So if you really want to have like 2 separate suites, 2 separate bedrooms within the suite, that's more difficult to find, and compared to an Oasis class ship. But it is what it is. It's definitely a first world problem for sure. So, Ed, thank you for the super chat. Hi, Matt. For Royal Railway, does it get offered to Diamond members and above, as well as suite guests in the pre-cruise planner? It's offered to everybody, first come, first serve. There's no preferential treatment for any restaurant, let alone the Royal Railway, before the cruise begins. So no, as a Diamond member or a suite guest, you don't get preferential or first dibs, if you will. Certainly you can book them as those people, but there's no, again, preferential treatment or whatnot. Let's see here. Joe wants to know, will Royal Railway ever change themes? Originally I read it would become Oriental Express, but I've not heard any more. Yes, same thing. So you're good news is you've not missed anything. Bad news is they have not made those changes yet. Originally, the plan was in the fall there was going to be a new theme, and around Christmas maybe even a second new theme. But to my knowledge, that has not happened yet. I suspect there are a lot of technical challenges with Railway and getting that to happen, so that's probably why we haven't seen it yet. Hybrid 33 going on my first cruise. My lady, your channel has been a godsend. Definitely a fan. Thank you. Appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. Let's see here. Stella, do you think they'll replace Pier 7 with a mason jar for Star of the Seas? No, I think they're going to come up with a new concept, like a new restaurant concept, but it will not be the mason jar. I don't know that for a fact. What I've been told in conversations I've had with Royal, I don't think that's the direction they're going into. Not to mention they really can't fit in there. If they're going to do the mason jar, despite my idea earlier, they're going to do the mason jar like the way that you would expect it with the space they would need. And Pier 7 is far too small for that. Next question. Nelly, thank you for the super chat. 20 days till Harmony. Long wait. Let's go already. That once you get within that, I would say like 6 weeks, but within 3 weeks, which is where you're at right now, that countdown, it gets mighty, mighty slow for sure. Michelle, do you still save your SeaPass cards? I don't. I go home, I look at them, like, in the trash. Yeah. Sherry, we're going on Allure in early December next year after their dry dock. Is it possible to change any of the shows? Possible, but nothing's been announced to that effect. In fact, Royal Caribbean has already announced the list of changes to Allure. So I wouldn't expect that to be the case. Obviously, if I've learned anything over the years, it's that Royal can change their mind and sometimes make announcements and changes like that without formally announcing it in advance. So anything's possible, but my expectation is not, at least as of right now. Next question. Can Chops accommodate 10 guest Symphony in 41 days? I believe so. Obviously, I'm not on Symphony right now, but they can accommodate definitely 8, not 10. So, yeah. Let's see here. Does Oasis use WoW bands? Yes, absolutely. Tracy, first cruise in February on Wonder. We've loved your videos. Thanks for all the tips. You are very welcome. Walter, going on. I have a group of 14 going on Liberty in May. Can our MEI travel agent arrange seats together in the main dining room? Yeah, if you're all booked with MEI Travel, it's one of the services that they offer. In fact, on this cruise, we got everybody together in the dining room for the first seating rotation. So yeah, absolutely. Just let them know what you want to do. Again, Walter, assuming you all booked together with MEI. Obviously, if you booked with MEI, but some of the people did not, it's a little more complicated because of the reservations involved, and that might not be a possibility. Liberty, Independence, or Freedom? I would pick Freedom just because they had the most recent update to it. Independence has a Broadway show that and so does Liberty for that matter. Freedom does not. But I feel like some of the changes with more, especially the pool deck changes, I'd pick Freedom. They also have Giovanni's, the new deck, that one. Jose, what are the special activities planned for New Year's on Voyager? I haven't gotten the sheet yet of what exactly is going to happen, but there's going to be parties all over the ship. There's going to be a party in the Royal Promenade, party in the Viking Crown Lounge, party up at the pool deck and other places. They try to do like different party themes, like in the sense of like if you want to have that New Year's Eve Times Square party vibe, you want to be on the Royal Promenade. If you want to have a dance like Oomps, Oomps, Oomps on Lorelei at Yukon, you're going to go to the Viking Crown Lounge and go for that. That's exactly what it's like. So a lot of different parties over there. Let's see here. Tony, are there any 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom cabins that aren't suites? There are. Family or other, and the kids' room. There's a bedroom and there's a kids' room. That it depends on the ship. Some of them are more like an alcove, and some of them are actually. I remember Freedom actually has a room, like a door, to the second bedroom. But you're looking for like spacious family ocean views or spacious family whatever, something like that. Those are probably the only ones that I can think of that fit the bill for that. And of course, Tony, don't forget I'm doing this exactly on this cruise as well. Just get 2 connecting cabins. Don't need to get a suite to have 2 rooms, 2 bathrooms. You get 2 connecting rooms. You get 2 full rooms, 2 full bathrooms, and probably a lot cheaper than the suite option. Let's see here. Kimmy Kim, thank you for the super chat. Just came back from Vision and going on Symphony in April. Do the shows on each ship change every year, or do they stay the same? They stay the same. I mean, they rarely, if ever, change. So you'll have the same shows when you go back again. Mickey, thank you for the super chat. Can Chops accommodate a party of 10, 41 days till Symphony? Oh, yeah, we answered this question already, but thank you for your super chat. 10 is not a problem. Right around 12 is where it gets a little iffy with it. Obviously, they can push you in 2 tables like next to each other at worst, but I think you'll be okay with that. Nathaniel wants to know, do you prefer to pay for your cruise at once, make the monthly payments? I'm a once payment and get it over with type of guy. I like to generally, it's a good question actually. I'm abnormal in the sense that I book my cruises well in advance and then I pay them off like at the end of the year usually, like when they get like in clumps. So I guess the answer is I probably pay them all off at once as opposed to like, booking the cruise and then like every month paying, $100 here or there, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I guess I'm the lump sum payment kind of guy. Next question is from Ray and Nancy. Thank you for the super chat. Special thanks to Kelly Scalar from MEI, 6 days till Rhapsody, 5 days until dinner in San Juan. Thanks for all the point outs. Painkillers, here I come. That is a Tony Diaz approved plan right there, and I love that. Puerto Rico is fantastic. Also, if you're going to, painkillers are good, but painkillers are the official drink of the Virgin Islands. If you're going to San Juan, Puerto Rico, you want to have the, not the painkillers, the pina colada. That's the official drink. That was invented in San Juan. And there's actually a bar, Barranchina's, you can go to where it was invented. Now, I'll be the first to admit, going to Barranchina's to get a pina colada there is kind of a tourist trap. It's like, okay, like that. It's not that. Pina colada is great in a lot of places, but if you're in San Juan, for what it's worth, the pina colada is the way to go. Chris, thanks for your video on tipping. You didn't cover tipping on performers. Recently, I was on Icon and I went to Empire Supper Club. Afterwards, realized you didn't tip the performers. How do you handle that? I have never tipped that type of performance. I do tip in case like in the pub or the schooner bar, and that's good. I did not cover that one. In a situation like that, if you're making a request, like one request, like, hey, can you play Friends in Low Places? That's par for the course. You could do that. A lot of cases, if you actually want the song definitely sung, I would definitely tip. That's really more of a bribe. But, $10. It depends on how quickly you want the song sung, how annoying you are in the bar to begin with, things of that nature. But if you're making a couple of requests, like, hey, can you sing this song, tipping them is a good way to either tip them ahead of time or at least afterwards when they acquiesce your request, you can say, hey, thanks for everything and that kind of thing. But in the Empire Supper Club, while they do a fantastic job and they're very talented, I don't know that I've ever even thought of tipping the performers in there. It's not a slight on them. I just never thought of it, quite frankly. Let's see here. Patricia, thank you for the super chat. 34 days till our birthday cruise on Utopia. Thanks for always offering great advice. You are very welcome. Jeffrey wants to know, where do I find the group cruises? RoyalCaribbeanblog.com/events. RoyalCaribbeanblog.com/events. Chris Moss, thank you for the super chat. Just got off Freedom yesterday, 181 days to Utopia. What can I do to help to pass the time? Book another cruise. That 181 countdown is great, but book another cruise before then and start planning that one. But if you can't do that, then really planning out the cruise. Look up shore excursions, booking hotels. The more you can research, I think the more it helps pass time more than anything else. What is the internet like on Independence of the Seas? It's great. On all roller ships now with Starlink, when they first implemented Starlink, it was a little hit or miss, but these days it's been very, very good. Skyfrog, thank you for the super chat. I'm booked on Utopia of the Seas June 13th, but can't book the Royal Railway. What are my choices of eventually getting the train ride? When you're going, oh yeah, you got plenty of time. You probably won't show up Skyfrog until sometime in the spring, I imagine. The key is to be Johnny on the spot when it's available. So my advice to you, number one, is to probably join like the Facebook group before you're sailing. And the reason why I recommend that is that if someone sees it as available option, usually you get a post in there and that alerts you to it. But you want to check in periodically for when it becomes available. So the chances are good as long as you're really up and checking on it. But there isn't like a set time or a day or a like, this many days beforehand, look for it. It just kind of shows up there. So keep an eye out for it. It will eventually show up. Next question. Kimberly, thank you very much. Skyfrog giving a shout out to Josh Carruthers for saving my life on the group cruise. That's a very big thing right there. Let's see here. What show is on Utopia this season? We have a full cruise compass of Utopia over at royalcaribbeanblog.com / well, I don't know what / is, but just go to royalcaribbeanblog.com, click on cruise compasses in the main menu over there, and you got some things over there. Josh wants to know, has Cookino or Lance procured appropriate bartenders for New Year's Eve? No, they've been too busy in the casino to be finding that kind of work right there. Next question. Big guy, do you think that Icon is worth it if you don't have kids instead of the Oasis class? Absolutely. I think, quite frankly, and this is true of all Royal Caribbean ships, having kids or not is an irrelevant factor in determining which ship you should go on. Number one, Royal Caribbean's a family cruise line. So you're going to have kids on every ship out there. But I wouldn't limit yourself to one ship or another, whether or not you have kids or not. I think that's a mistake. I think Icon has a lot to offer, a lot of really good experiences. And I would tell you that you should absolutely consider Icon of the Seas, even though you don't have kids. I think it'll be a great ship. Obviously, you won't be spending that much time in Surfside, but okay, the rest of the ship is still plenty big and plenty going on, I think, to keep you busy. Let's see here. Tom wants to know, if you book a cruise and the person cruising with you does not come, do you get double points? The answer is, it depends. As an example, when I went on Serenade of the Seas earlier this month, my wife was booked on it, no showed, I got double points. But other times that's happened, I've not got double points. So this probably doesn't come too much of a shock that Royal Caribbean is inconsistent. Officially, Tom, the rule is if you book it with somebody and they no-show, you don't get double points, which seems dumb, but it's a very inconsistent rule in terms of implementation. Amber, thank you for the super chat. Going to Coco Key end of February, is the adults-only area Hideaway worth $75 a person? For $75, I would probably say no. I think 50 and under is the magic number for Hideaway. I mean, listen, if you've never been there before and, you're looking for an adult-only experience, yeah, it's absolutely worth it. But in the grand scheme of things, I think 50 is the magic number for that place. 75 is definitely on the high end of what Royal Caribbean charges. So, Amber, I would keep an eye on the pricing. I would just hate to be like the person who tells you it's not worth it, Amber, and then you go somewhere else and you regret not going there. Like in some cases, spending a little bit of money, especially if you're cheap, like Cookino, is worth it. Next question. Kate's going on Liberty of the Seas next month. Is there anything we should be wary of, especially with the kids? Not really. Obviously, if the activity is adults only, like the Quest, don't bring your kids there. But no, otherwise you're good.
The Kraken.
Let's see here. Deco, thank you for the super chat. Keep up the good work, Harold Banks. Harold, good to see you again. Thank you for the super chat. Very much appreciate it. Happy New Year to you, my friend. Let's see. Matt, we're on Voyager of the Seas. Let's see here. Dan, thank you for the super chat. Matt, thank you, Matt, for making my wife obsessed with cruising and dragging me along. I am grateful. You're very welcome. Dan's in the audience over here. Is Kenny related to Nicolas Cage? Uncanny. Which one? There's 3.
No, that's me. Yeah.
Oh, you?
Who asked that?
Do you think Icon will ever leave out of Port Canaveral again? An Icon class ship will ever leave Port Canaveral? yes, there's a very good chance that beginning in August of 2025, you'll have an Icon class ship, Star of the Seas. So yes, absolutely.
Who asked that?
Um,
I can eat a peach for hours.
hey Desiree, welcome. Good to see you here. Kiki wants to know, when can I book restaurants and shows? How long before the trip? So it depends on the ship you're going on, Kiki. If you're on a Oasis, Icon, or Quantum class ship, entertainment opens up right around 30 days before your cruise in the cruise planner. Other ships like Voyager here, you can't pre-book. For restaurants, it really depends. It'll be many months before the cruise begins. It could be 6 months or 9 months or even more than that. It just kind of depends. There isn't really a hard and fast rule for that one. Ray Nancy, thank you for the super chat. Matt, another tipping question. Concierge host. I talked about this one in the video that I did the other day about how much I tip on a cruise. For the concierge, it really depends on how much you use the concierge. Like as an example, on some cruises, I never really talk to the concierge at all, but I'll go up there and use them for the express debarkation process. For that, I'll give them like $20 because I feel like, if you're going to escort me, there you go. Thank you very much. Other times in which, we spend a lot of time in the suite lounge, and or if the suite concierge is really like, I won't say helpful, but like really like steps in, we get a good rapport with them. Maybe they help solve a problem on board the ship. Then I might tip them a little bit more. It just depends on like how much you use them, how much you're there, how much of a rapport you have. It's a little harder to nail that one down. But I hope that kind of answers your question there. Somewhere between like, 20 and maybe 50 on the high end. I mean, they would really have to go above and beyond that. I mean, in some cases, the suite concierges really step up and offer a lot of service, and they look out for your kids, or they do little special things, and it's nice to be able to recognize that. Let's see here. Clark wants to know if you have the unlimited dining package that extended a discount to Utopia Railway. Yes, you get a discount there. You still have to pay a surcharge to dine there, but yes, it does. Jack, best excursion to do in Roatan, Costa Maya, Cozumel, and Icon. Cozumel, Paradise Beach. I was just there earlier today. Fantastic. Try the purple drink, evidently. Costa Maya, Maya Chan. Both Paradise Beach and Maya Chan, you cannot book through Royal Caribbean. So book those on your own. Just Google Paradise Beach, Maya Chan. You'll find them there. For Roatan, I've not been to Roatan in a really long time, but I'm going back to Roatan for the first time in spring break on Icon, and I have a couple different things we're going to try. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to defer my answer on Roatan until I go and try this one out a little later in March. So can't give you a good answer beyond that. Vicky, what's the Broadway show on Voyager? There's not a Broadway show on board. They do have a Broadway review show where they basically pick one song from a couple of different shows and sing them and dance. It's okay, but it's not a full Broadway show on board. Next question is from Mickey. Can you get a free cruise in the ship casino? You can get a comped cruise in the casino. It's not free because, of course, number one, you had to gamble enough points to earn it. And number two, even if you do earn it, you still have to pay port fees and taxes on it. But yes, absolutely. It's a little, we've done a video about this, Mickey, where you can look at our channel here for how to search for casino, you'll find it. But basically, if you gamble enough money to earn points, you can qualify for a free cruise offer. That's a very brief answer for it's more complicated than that. Not complicated, but there's a lot more details involved with that. But watch the video about gambling in the casino. But the answer is yes. Joe Addison. Joe, thank you for the super chat. 18 more days to Utopia for the second time. Staying in Orlando. What time should we leave that Friday morning? I assume you mean for the cruise. I would tell you should probably leave somewhere in the ballpark about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. It also depends on your check-in time and what your plans are. Some people do like a morning activity of some kind. So I would say right around that 9, 10 o'clock would be a good time for you to leave, and then you can be in the port right on time. Don Gold says, any ship bigger than Radiance is great for kids. Smaller ships don't have as much for the little ones. True. But it also depends on your kids. Some kids just kind of enjoy hanging out, chilling out. So it kind of depends on the kids there. Let's see here. Hey, Jamie, what would you say are the first couple things you do after you book a cruise? I message my friends and tell them, hey, I booked a cruise. Why don't you guys come with me? I'll probably look at the cruise. It depends on when it is, obviously. If it's like, as an example, the 2026 group cruise that we just announced, I've done nothing for because it's too far out to do anything. Like, even like, look, short excursions or anything like that. It's just way too far out there. Airfare is a big one. Usually that will, if I have to fly there, whatever the transportation options are, I'll look for that. I'm trying to think of anything else I really do like immediately after I book a cruise, but a little bit of research early on, and then otherwise, assuming it's not like in the next 6 months or less, I probably shelve it for a little bit, come back to it when I get a little bit closer, and I can start really planning things out. Let's see here. Do you think Brilliance would be a good choice for a Canada cruise? Absolutely. I've done it before. Did Serenade, same class. But yeah, absolutely. It's great. Let me get a drink of water here. Next question is from Patricia. When do we choose our dining time? You choose it when you book your cruise. So when you book your sailing, you should have the option of either my time dining or traditional. So it's done then. Now, if you missed it or overlooked it, don't worry. You can still change that once you after you book the cruise. Either call your travel agent, or if you book directly, call Royal Caribbean, and they can arrange that for you. Mark, solo traveler, is a large balcony worth it versus standard on transatlantic? I don't think so. I mean, if you're solo, yeah, it's a little bit bigger space, but I mean, you don't really need it because it's just you there. I think you could be totally fine with a regular cabin, unless the price difference is negligible. I would say stick with what you got for the regular one there. Sally's or Pepe's? Pepe's, 100%. Steven, I'm a bougie kind of guy going on Wonder, looking for comfortable transportation from Orlando. What do you think Jen Green would take if she was in my shoes? Oh, I know exactly what she would tell you. She would do Black Diamond transportation. Jen Green could book it for you and arrange it for you. My travel agent's done that for me as well. I will tell you for a fact, Black Diamond is Jen Green approved bougie level. It's fantastic. Footprints. I'm going to Europe on Explorer. Do I still tip in US dollars? Yes. On the ship, yes. If you're in port, I would tip in euros, but on the ship, US dollar still the king. Would you rather go on Utopia or Icon? I would pick Icon, but that's because it's a 7-night cruise. Utopia's only a 3-night cruise. I've also done 6 cruises. I have done 6 sailings already on Utopia. I've only done 2.5 on Icon. So just personal preference. I'm also a little jaded in that regard, but I would pick Icon. Stelly, hey Matt, would it be worth it to bring my 3-year-old son on the group cruise? Absolutely. We have a lot of kids on board the ship. And we always welcome families on board. So yeah, I think it's a great idea. Next question. Vanessa, would you recommend getting off a ship in Port Canaveral and boarding another one in Fort Lauderdale the same day? I wouldn't recommend it. It's just a lot of hustle, and it kind of, I don't know, it doesn't ruin the vibe of hey, I'm on a cruise. I'd prefer a day in between. It can be done. I would hustle off of your Port Canaveral ship, immediately get as fast as you can down to Fort Lauderdale. It's about 3 hours or so from there. It can be done. It's just there's a lot of I would be a little too anxious, a little too nervous to enjoy it as much, but it can be done. But I wouldn't recommend it, but it's doable. Let's see here. Our Life, Star of the Seas or Odyssey next New Year's Eve. We've sailed Icon, but didn't love it. Well, if you didn't love, I think Star is a great ship. Obviously, I haven't been on it, but I'm sure it will be. I would pick Star, but if you didn't love Icon, then Odyssey would be your best choice then, because it's not an Icon class ship. So go for Odyssey. Is the pier fixed in San Juan? To my knowledge, no. For the super chat, Teresa McChain is here. Hello, Teresa. Jill, where's your? Oh, there it is. Besides the Pearl, where are the best places for photos on Icon? Plenty using our engagement photos. Happy New Year. Let's see. Good question. Actually, in the pool deck, there's when you come out to the pool deck, it's hard to explain this, but on the upper one, I don't know what deck it is, deck 17, 16. When you come out of the elevator bank, there's a great little area right there to take some photos. That's a good spot. You could take, if you don't mind, I'm probably not engagement photos. I'd say that in the hideaway, in your bathing suit on the back of the ship, it's a good spot as well. Okay, with that. Next question. Jenny wants a recommendation for things to do in Fort early the day before the cruise. I'm not sure what to do there. I'm going to drink of water and answer your question. I'm getting choked up thinking about Los Olas Boulevard is a great spot to go hang out. It's like the downtown area. There's a lot of shopping, a lot of restaurants there. It's a great spot to kind of hang out. I think it's your best choice. If you're staying in the Dania Beach area, where a lot of hotels are, you can simply go right over there. There's a lot of restaurants and things to do. So if your hotel's right there, that's really easy. But if you're looking for Fort Lauderdale, I would definitely recommend Los Olas Boulevard. It's Lasolas. Other thing, if you want a more Floridian activity, you could go for a the boat. It's not an airboat, but those boats with the big fans on the back and they go through like the swamps. That's kind of a really cool thing to do. So I would recommend that. Joe, can I use my travel agent to book group cruise? If you mean like your MEI travel agent, yes. If you have your own travel agent, like not MEI, you can still come on the cruise, Joey. Once you're on board the ship, there will be certain activities you won't be able to join us for, but the majority you will be able to. So don't feel like we won't want to hang out with you outside of that. But yeah, it's totally fine. Lawson doing an 8-day cruise on Oasis in November. My fiance doesn't drink, but I can make the drink package worth it myself. Is it possible for me to get the alcohol package and she just get the regular package? Yes. You have to call Royal Caribbean for that. Just tell them what you want to do, and they'll absolutely do that for you. You have to call that one in. Holly wants to know, what are my thoughts on a catamaran in Cabo for whale watching? Fantastic. I loved it. I did whale watching in Cabo my first time there. It was amazing. I would definitely recommend it a lot. Next question. We're running out of time here. We're going to have time for a couple more questions. We're going to head on out of here. The casino doesn't gamble itself, you know. Slew Dog, will you or have you ever done group cruises during summer months? Yes. We've done many of them. We will. So we have done them. We will do them. We are doing them. So yes, absolutely. Melissa McDonald, thank you for the super chat. It has been so great meeting everyone, and we're looking forward to sailing on Explorer this summer in Europe. To my husband, happy anniversary. Well, happy anniversary. Thank you for the super chat. So there you go. Fantastic. All right, guys, we're going to head on out of here. Thank you so much for everybody for hanging out here. Happy New Year to everybody. We're having a great time on Voyager. We want you to join us for our next group cruise, which will be Independence of the Seas, June in 2025. Please join us for that. It's going to be amazing out of Southampton, England. And until we're back again next Monday, Happy New Year. And we'll see you all very soon right here on YouTube. Bye, Samantha. Bye, everyone.